Welcome to the Man United Agenda at 10 p.m. We just witnessed the title maybe be settled at Manchester. It was 4-1 in the end against Arsenal. And maybe Man United are the only team left now to stop this mighty Man City. But meanwhile, we've got to play Spurs tomorrow. And joining me is Mr. B. And we're going to do the preview show. Yes, Mr. B, how you doing, man? Mr. B, I want to ask you a few questions before we get started into the Tottenham preview. Obviously, most football fans will be watching that game tonight. How far are we off that sort of level? Because Man City today put a whooping on Arsenal Football Club.
I think we're still a couple of years, to be fair. Yeah, they've decided to turn on the gas. It's like they were toying with everybody, and now the business end of the season. Come on, they've just turned the switch. Yeah, we're a good. Yeah, we're definitely an improved 11 away, and we need to sort out not getting dicked away from home. To be fair, but yeah, we're a long way away on Monday. To be honest, but the mad thing is, I don't think we're a long way away from Arsenal.
No, well, we beat them 3-1, and we then scored a last-minute winner at their ground.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I think we are. No, look, let's not pretend. I think we are. I think we are a few, at least 2 transfer windows away, at least.
Well, it's good. I think it is good for the league. People might be hating about the finance, but I'd rather have something level that we have to gain, because it makes it all the sweeter when we reach that level of 90 points or matching City and beating up other teams. Our way form's been poor, but otherwise, I think we can. The difference is, I think we can beat most teams on our day when we got our players fit, when everyone's on song. I think there's not a team out there that we can fit, including Manchester City. So bring on the FA Cup, I'd say. I really do. I think bring on the FA Cup over one game. We've beaten them already. There's nothing to fear. We got to go for it. We were underdogs, but we've been underdogs before and done the business. I remember going to the 99 European Champions League final without Keane, without Scholes. We were a makeshift side, and we still did the business. So, yeah, we're something special about our club, and I don't think Arsenal have the credentials like that. But anyway, moving on. Man, I mean, the top 4 race. Is it still? I mean, look, Tottenham lost at the weekend. We've got a few injuries. Let's talk about our squad news, because we're playing Spurs at old White Hart Lane, the new White
old White Hart Lane, yeah.
What's the team news, man? What's our availability? Let's bring it on. So, what do we know?
We know we obviously know Martinez is out still.
Yep.
Varane is still out.
Yeah.
Maguire's back from his yellow card suspension. And it seems like everybody else was back to a certain level of fitness, to be fair.
But we did a show the other day, Mr. B. Oh my gosh, who's this? I thought that was the Newcastle boy from Everton. But it's not. He dyed his hair. What are you telling me, Mr. B? Is he back?
Listen, yeah, the Sancho killer's back, man. This is Sancho's death knell on Monday, man.
So has he been back in training then? Is that here a recent picture of him training?
Well, I'm not sure if his hair's still that colour, but he's definitely back in training. Ten Hag alluded to it. So yeah, it's and he'll be back before the end of the season. Now the fact that he's training back on grass, we're giving him 2 weeks. I reckon he'll be back in 2 weeks, and Sancho's done.
Oh wow! Well, they're different. He's very different to Sancho. He's more direct, isn't he? And offers goal threat as well. He scored some really good last-minute winners and coming on and stretching teams late in games. He does really offer us a lot of directness and dribbling ability, and that young mentality, free to do what he wants and drive people. Scary opposition, is he, to be up against someone like that?
Frightening. Yeah, I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he wasn't out for the whole season. That's putting a smile on my face. Erikson back, him back. Martial back, touch wood. The fact that he played nearly the 90 minutes.
Looking good.
last week. So I'm hoping, touch wood, that he'll stay fit, man. Evening, Bilal. We see you there, man. How you doing, boss?
Big up, Bilal. Question, Mr. B, because I know we did a show a couple of days ago on Bruno Fernandes. Now, what's the talk? Because we were talking about him being out for 2 games. Have you heard anything on the grapevine about him still being out?
No, but Ten Hag's been really coy.
Right.
Ten Hag doesn't give times and dates. Maybe it's not as bad as we thought it was, but I still can't see him being risked for tomorrow's game. If it's one game, great, but I'm 100% sure that he's out for tomorrow.
Yeah, because when we did the show, we were talking about him being in an ankle brace, and it looked like it was quite serious.
Yeah,
and we were saying like
should
2 or
have.
3 games, but I can't tell from what the manager's saying in the press conference and what the news is clearly coming out. Bruno's like Stone Austin, what's his name? Steve Austin, the $6 million man. Like you said, you gave me a stat the other day, Mr. B. You said Bruno's only been out for 1 game, and that was for like illness or something like that.
1 game due illness. Yeah, he's
I
a robot. He's a robot, man. He's a robot. And if you look at his minutes, it's always 90s. It's full 90 minutes, full 90 minutes, full 90 minutes. We're going to miss it, but look.
Yeah. Well, we talked about the other day, I don't know if you guys are going to check out the show, we talked about if Bruno is missing, what we're going to do, how we're going to compensate for his loss. And we had sort of a few variety of players in that 3 midfield that we play, including Fred, Erikson, Casemiro, and Bitzer. We had to play around with that. And against Spurs, it'd be really interesting, wouldn't it, Mr. B, to see how we do set up, because I don't think Bruno will be available. I can't see it at all. We did discuss Arsenal, Bilo. Yeah, big up. And big up to Box as well, tuning in. We're doing a preview today for Spurs. As you know, Garnacho, Mr. B's is one of Mr. B's. I don't know if he's going to take over Martial, but Mr. B seems to like Garnacho a lot, his directness. And he said Sancho's going to be out. But Mr. B, with Bruno out and the centre-backs out, let's talk about defence. Let's start at the back. Now, we saw
are we going to go through Solo's 11 while we're discussing, or do we just
availability? Yeah,
all right, cool.
Availability. So at the back, is there still a question mark about De Gea after what happened to Sevilla, and still not? And the weekend with FA Cup semi-final.
Let's be honest, on Monday, who else can he play? He's not. De Gea's not going to get dropped from now to the end of the season.
Yeah.
To be fair, I just can't see it happening.
Okay.
I know he's got his haters and his detractors, but I see him playing every minute of every game till the end of the season.
All right, so we've gotten about availability. So I'm thinking now with the Solo 11, I know how Solo thinks. We know how Solo thinks, don't we? We talk to him most days, and we know what he's on. I'm just curious if he's going to go with the same back 4 that played in the semi-final, even though Maguire will be back, because they did themselves some quite justice, didn't they? So shall we have a drum roll and go for the Solo 11?
Okay, that's good. First things first, if we get his banner up right. Yeah, maybe we need one of them soundboards in it, because my rhythm's terrible.
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to, Mr. B. Before we drop it, I want to see what Solo's done with the defence, okay? Solo's a winger. He's a striker. I want to see what he's done with the defence. And he knows I'm hosting tonight. Where he's going to disrespect me like this. I haven't seen the Solo 11. And I want to see what he does with this issue in midfield. With Bruno and the guys there. Bruno missing. What's he going to do? So these are the 2 talking points. Let me see.
So you actually haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. I'm doing this blind, yeah. So I just want to know what Solo's about, because we will be calling him tomorrow. I know.
You ready to rock? Yeah.
Let's do this. All right, let's start on defence then. I mean, the fullbacks and the centre backs. We have to talk about this. We're playing Spurs. I mean, this is the starting lineup in defence that started on the Sunday, wasn't it? In the semi-final.
Yeah.
How do you think they performed, Mr. B? Do you think that's worthy
of a clean sheet? We kept a clean sheet. I mean, Wan-Bissaka, they had a conversation with our Matoma, and he just said, bro, he said he completely lost. His end statement was completely lost. Wan-Bissaka totally dominated him. So Wan-Bissaka has to play.
Yeah.
Lindelof, I thought he had a really, really good game.
Right.
I mean, he scored a winning penalty as well. So let's not get it twisted. But he had a good game. Luke Shaw, left-sided, left-footed. And Dalot, as much as maybe the left side isn't quite, his side, I think he probably does deserve to start. So I would pick that back for back five. You're gonna disagree or disagree, guys in the chat? Are we happy with this back four or back five on Monday?
I had a feeling Solo would go with this because of the Maguire thing. I think Maguire should come back in. Reason why is because of the fullback situation. Dalot, I know he scored a brilliant goal from left back a couple of weeks ago, Forest it was. But I do think we get better balance when we got Luke Shaw or Malacia there, because you can get more going forward. It's more natural on his left foot. Dalot maybe getting out his feet and bringing the Rashford into play. I don't think that helps Rashford too much. I don't know if you noticed last couple of games when Dalot's been playing, Rashford's sort of gone off the ball. He's not really getting those overlaps. Not really, he's having to get the ball and do something himself. I think with Luke Shaw playing and with Rashford's always got that option and someone to underlap or overlap him, which helps a lot. So I would like to see a left-footed guy. There's two, as in Malacia and Shaw, who are more than capable. This Dalot experiment, I think it was done based on injuries. So I want to see Malacia or Shaw play at left back, and I want to see Harry Maguire with Lindelof playing in the middle.
Oh, so you don't think he's worried about balance?
Yeah, he talks about balance, with the centre backs, but I think it's more important for the fullbacks in a way, because I just think we're playing Spurs. You got up against Song, you got up against Harry Kane. I just think Harry Maguire has to get back in the team, whether it's for Lindelof, whether it's for Shaw.
Okay, so this is what I was going to ask you. So okay, so Dalot's out. Malassia's in. Is he keeping Shaw at left back for balance? Knowing Ten Hag and how he's gone this season, you're going to tell me that he's going to play two, considering how bad Maguire was in the game before?
I think he's going to. I think he might give Maguire a run out. We're away from home. I think against Spurs with Harry Maguire, I think Harry Maguire would deal with Harry Kane. I've seen in many games sort of how handle Harry Kane quite easy. It's not an issue of pace. I don't think with Spurs it's going to be a bit issue of pace, then getting in behind us. Song's pretty nippy, but he's not like rapid. So I don't think there's an issue there. I just think stop this, mix it up, putting Shaw at centre back, put Shaw at left back, put two centre backs in there, whether it's right footed or left footed or what. Just put the two centre backs back in and let's go again, because we have to rotate. These guys play at Wembley, they must be exhausted.
I still don't think Maguire's going to play. All right. I'll be honest. I still don't think Maguire's going to play.
Fair enough. I don't know what people think in the comments, but can we go to midfield then? So
of course we can.
The other day about Bruno missing. He's gone with Fred and Casemiro with Sabitzer. No Erikson.
I understand why he's gone with Fred.
Why?
Because he loves him to death. He loves it. He would pick a team of 11 Freds, even though Fred's 5'5", he would still pick him to play in goal. I'm thinking Fred for legs and Erikson to close the game out.
Okay.
You doubt that, don't you?
Yeah, I think against Spurs, this is the thing. Spurs play, well, I don't know. They've lost another manager now, so I don't know how they're going to set up. But with the players that they usually have like a three-man centre-back, wing-backs, and two midfielders, and then the three guys up front. So I don't see any issue there. I think Erikson can play. It's not an issue of them pace or get behind us or anything like that, or their physicality. I think we can play Erikson and Casemiro. And then for me, it's about Sabitzer or Fred. And I said the other day Fred, but now I've changed my mind. I think Sabitzer. I do think Sabitzer in this game, when I think about the Spurs and what we're up against, I think Sabitzer's going to be more clinical than Fred in a position and getting behind. Even though Fred's got lots of energy. So I disagree with Solo once again. I think it will be Erikson, Casemiro, and Sabitzer as a three. And Fred maybe will come on for a bit of energy to come on later in the game, depending on how that's going. Wide men, your thoughts, wide men on What we got? Anthony and Rashford.
Yeah, I think the rest of them pick themselves. I can't see it be anything other than Anthony, Rashford, and Martial playing.
Can I rewind? What do you think of this? Because Michael Hill's saying Martial has a cold. I haven't heard about that.
Michael Hill's taking the Mickey, mate. I tell you, that's what he's taking the Mickey.
And Bilal saying, "I forgot Maguire. He'll play, unfortunately. Maybe that's for rotation." Solo, how you doing? He says Harry Kane will eat Maguire up on Monday. Let's see. Michael Hill saying here, Kim Mung-ji, known as the monster. We could have the monster and the butcher next season. Obviously, he's the guy who plays for Napoli. We're flying high at top of the league. Boxer's saying here, he's more worried about the attack than Maguire. We don't score many, don't create a lot, don't finish the chances we get. And with Bruno missing, that's going to be an issue. Big up to Brian Casey. Evening, lads. Win this game and we're guaranteed top 4. Can't have Maguire starting. So I think that is a big talking point. I want to say big up to the best referee in the USA. He's talking about.
He's with me on the takeaway on Friday, Jeff.
Oh, brilliant!
I haven't forgotten about you, mate. I haven't forgotten about you. I'll get your invite sent out. Don't worry.
Bath time saying if De Gea continues this area bombardment, we might see Weghorst and Sense Sabitzer, because obviously De Gea was kicking out, like he wasn't playing it out from the back at all the other day. And Box here finally saying we scored 7 goals in 7 games since the international break, facing teams like Forest, Brighton, Sevilla, Everton, Newcastle, and Brentford. So yeah, Mr. B, final thoughts. I mean, Weghorst was mentioned here. Maybe starting Chris, no, not having it.
No, we haven't got games. We don't have to be rotating now. He's got to be thinking about players to get tired. We've got the same amount of games as we got the final, which is the end of the season. We don't worry about that. We've got no Europe. So these players now get done and get run until they're flogged. Guys, if you are still in the chat, get some score predictions in while me and Omondi are having a little natter as well. What are you thinking, Omondi? How are you feeling about the game?
I was looking at, you always Mr. B, I was looking at Spurs the other day and what Newcastle did so well to really bust them up. I mean, didn't they score 5 goals in the first half or something like that? So what
first 25 minutes.
Yeah, and they just like blitzed them, went at them, and moved them around so much. And obviously, the goalkeeper was at fault for a couple of goals. There's a few good goals from outside the box as well. But Newcastle had the physicality, the running power, getting behind. It wasn't like neat and tidy. It was like direct, fast, physical to really sort of open them up. And I don't think we can play like that. So it might be a tactical game where we sort of keep the ball and try to probe slowly, build it up slowly, and get a bit of possession, you know. But I don't know. Spurs are on their knees, really. How do you feel about them at the moment? Obviously, there's a backlash. Maybe you talk about the new manager bounce, but it's not a new manager. It's the loss of a caretaker manager, and now someone else who could be taken over. Maybe one of the hitmen or something will be taken over. And they got something to fight for still. Even if Liverpool won today, Aston Villa are on the heels of the top 4. If they slip up at home, the crowd are going to go mental against Man United because they will be turning up for this game. And so there is some importance for this game for Tottenham. So how do you see that going with the loss they had against Newcastle and their morale right now?
Well, one, I don't think we're going to play at the pace of Newcastle. I think you're dead right there. But also, they started in a back 4. And I don't think that their team could cope with that. And they actually brought on the guy who they booed off in the game before. So the right back.
Emerson Royale?
No, not Royale. Who's the other one? Not Ramiro.
Oh, the Portuguese guy they got recently?
No. Oh, somebody in the chat, tell me his bloody name. The guy who got subbed and sub back on and the sub back off. Somebody will tell us who it is anyway. But he came on. I just think they brought Ryan Mason in to try and make all of the players happy, which means, guess what? Nobody ain't got 6. I can't believe that Ten Hag is going to be embarrassed by 1, the Tottenham team, and 2, any form of tactical change that Ryan Mason's going to make. Right. He can't play players who are injured. So it's going to be the same 11 that's been playing, the same squad that's been playing. There's nobody that they had. That's it. Bilal. Thank you, Bilal. Sanchez.
Okay.
Sanchez. I knew there was somebody in there. So, yeah. I'm not worried on Monday. I'm not worried. I'm
So
not worried.
what's your score then? Let's put this out there. If you're not
I
worried, just to
Kane
put
will
it out there, you said the other day we're going to lose, didn't you?
lose to Spurs.
No, the other day you said, didn't you say recently you're going to? I heard you say you're going to lose the
Yeah,
game.
we did, and we lost the game,
Oh,
and
so
we
what's
did
the
lose the
deal?
game. We lost the
Oh,
game.
right. Okay. Well, you picked that one right. Okay. So what are you
So
going for this one with
I'm
Spurs?
I'm gonna go for a 3-1. Harry Kane will score. It's just what he does. Granted, it doesn't matter who's playing at the back. If Maguire plays, he's gonna score. If Maguire doesn't play, he's still gonna score. So I'm gonna go 3-1. We'll score
Okay.
first. They'll come out. I said it'll be bang bang.
Interesting. I think Jeff here saying 2-1 to United. Brian saying 2-1 to United as well. And as we saw here, 1-0 from Box. I'm going to say it's to be a 0-0 draw. I just think with them, the state they're in at the moment, us not really needing to get the win and not having Bruno there as well.
You don't think we need to win on Monday?
Well, we're playing our rivals. We've got a gap on them. We've got a game on hand on them as well. So I think it's not necessarily when we must win this game. What we mustn't do is lose away from home. So there's a few factors here. Our away record is very poor. I'm sure the manager's addressing that. 2, we can't score. We're losing a big part of our 25% of our goals come through Bruno. Apparently, I'm making it up, but I've seen roughly about that stat. So we're losing Bruno. We don't have Bruno today or tomorrow. And also, I think Tottenham are coming back from despair. They can't afford to have another battering like this, not just from players, but the fan base as well. And they're playing at home. They have to come and represent. It's a great stadium. So I just think based on these factors, I think it could be a stalemate, a boring draw.
So you think Tottenham are going to sit in?
Yeah, because like you said, I didn't realise. You said earlier they played a 4 at the back when this manager.
Yeah,
I'm not used to that.
Just this last game, the last Newcastle game. This is the game we went for. They're gonna play 3, but they're at home, and guess what? There has to be a reaction. Their reaction can't be 0-0. That's what I believe that we're going to score.
That's not losing, is it? They're still gaining a point, and they can think about the remaining games. I just think there's so much at stake for them. They can't go out there and really try to beat us down. They could get caught out. So I think it's just going to play out as a draw. It will suit both sides at the moment.
I think they have to. I think after giving the fans back their money, all of those traveling fans, after giving them back their money, the players have to show that they can be a big team at home. I just can't see them sitting in. I honestly can't see them sitting in on Monday. I can't. They're going to have to try.
Okay, interesting that. Bath time, what's your score prediction, please? We had from Jeff, we had from Box. Michael Hill, I haven't heard from you either before we shut down. Let us know. Jesus or Jesus, I don't know where you're going with there. So yeah, big game. I actually think it's going to play out for a draw. It suits us both, and I just can't see. We got Villa at the weekend, bruv, and I know your brothers from Birmingham as well. You will be getting that phone call, won't you?
Yeah, it's funny that they've started piping up now. They have. They really, really have. Not in a overconfident way, but conversations that you talk about Europe. There was no Villa conversation in that. It was used to go they used to read it and not comment. Now you're getting little thumbs up and little smiley faces. So yeah, they've done well. The Villa one, and the thing is, we need to beat Villa because they were the team when we were on that run. We were really confident going into that game with bloody Unai Emery. Was that 3-1, 2-1?
2-1, I think it was.
2-1. Yeah, I wasn't happy that I wasn't expecting that. And then we all thought, it's just manager bounce. Well, I tell you what, the manager's kept on bouncing, boy. He's done really, really well.
From half time, Mr. B, saying your brother from Birmingham who supports Aston Villa, does he rate Tyrone Mings?
No,
he doesn't rate him.
No. And I'm winding him up, telling him he's going to get Harry Maguire, and it's made it even worse. I think he'll be perfect for them. I think Harry Maguire will be perfect. 35 mil, I think perfect signing.
Well, we've got a big week ahead again. It's just week after week, isn't it? Last week we won one, we lost one. We're into the final FA Cup. This week we're playing Spurs, top 4 rival, and then a few days later we're playing Villa. We think we're going to beat Spurs, well, the majority does in the group. Make sure you tune in tomorrow when we have the live watch along on the channel. and also we're doing a post-match reaction. Bath time. Hopefully, I'll see you then. A couple more comments here. Box is saying Ronaldo's last ever game for United, that Villa game. Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yes,
And Jeff saying here we need to win. Villa is playing really well, and Emery, we need to kidnap him before the match. This is no easy games in this run-in, says Brian. A fair point. Mings and Maguire were England's centre-back pairing for the majority in the Euros, says Bath time. And 3-0. Oh, lovely. Fred, Beckhorst, and Maguire. I like that.
Bloody, when man got those three names. I mean, the odds of us winning 3-0 and then free scoring must be at least 350 to 1.
It's interesting. He calls himself Michael Hill, but I'm sure his first name is William. He knows something. Put your bets on, boys. He definitely knows something here. And Box said, "I'll take a 2-1-0 wins over Spurs and Villa to get." We could finish it this week. It could wrap up this week. It's true. So come on, United. Come on, Bruno Fernandes. Let's get those healing powers back in so we can get you back, because that's my only real concern going into these big games this week. Mr. B, will you be back tomorrow? Are you doing a watch along?
No, I'm not. I've got a night off. Okay. I think it's going to be run with calm through FTB. There will be one definitely on. We're not sure who's going to be doing it, but yeah.
Well, there will be a watch along, and there will be a post match show, and then we will do a reaction show. A preview show for Villa as well. It's non-stop. This will be Friday, probably Friday night or Saturday. And don't forget, Bath Time's doing a show as well, which will be dropped very soon. Just listen out and check your memo, guys, because it will be a very interesting show. Anyway, we're signing out. Mr. B, thank you so much. I know it's late.
No problem, man.
But you can go to bed now and chill, knowing that Arsenal have lost. Good. I don't give a damn. See, that's the level we need to get to, and hopefully in the next couple of years we will raise up our. Anyway, signing out. Big up, guys. Later.